Well, hello viewers, good evening. It's a lovely Friday as always, and I'm sure by now you know that on Fridays I get exceptionally hyper and happy and excited because throughout the week we do all the hard talk. We talk the politics, we talk the social issues, but on Friday we love to just unwind and talk to a winning personality. Winning person. Now today's guest I know will especially make you happy. He's already making me happy. We haven't even started the conversation. I'm already happy. Hyper and happy. Yeah, happy. Okay. So, like I always say, grab a bottle of water, relax on your couch, and then we'll bring you the couch, from the studios of Pan African TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right back.
Adjetey Anang, born 8th July 1974, is a Ghanaian actor popularly known as Pusha, which was his screen name in the television series Things We Do for Love. He has also featured in many Ghanaian movies, including A Stinge in a Tale, The Perfect Picture, and others. He has also featured in a Dutch movie titled Slavery. Adjetey Anang studied at Leboni High School and proceeded to the University of Ghana, where he studied fine arts. He went further to study his master's in dramatic arts at Wits University in Johannesburg. Adjetey Anang has won himself a lot of fans from his role in Things We Do for Love. He has also won awards including an Arts Critic and Review Association of Ghana Accra Talent Award and a Ghana Union of Theatre Society's GATS Best Actor Award.
Welcome back from the break, viewers. I'm sure you also like the way that whole mini documentary ended, with Pusha himself, giving us a wink. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you, Amma.
Are you comfortable?
I'm fine. I mean, it's my first time here, but of course I'm seeing you as well. It's made me feel like I'm home already.
Well, let me say sorry that we are late.
That's okay.
Viewers, I'm sorry
That's all right.
about the time. Sorry about that. But how do you prefer to be called? I'm sure by now everybody calls you Pusha. Today.
Yeah, I mean, I've accepted that, but whatever that comes to mind, I'm okay. I'll respond to it. So.
So you don't mind at all that
No, I don't.
You sure there's no part of you that feels like, don't call me that? That's not my name.
Well, initially, I felt that way, but over the years, I've just resolved to just accept it because. Once they're excited about that, then it's fine.
The intention is good, right?
Yeah.
The intention is good. But how would you love to be called? Like, what's your preferred name?
I mean, look, I'm not rigid. Of course, I wouldn't want my name to vanish as well, like Adjetey. But look, because of the medium, that we use, our character names will definitely stick sometimes, and so I'm okay with that.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's fine. You're very cool. Let me tell you, the first time we met, I don't know if you remember.
Backstage, National Theatre, I do. I do.
Oh dear, you do. You really do.
I do.
I was shocked because I'd been told that Pusha is the MC, right? And so of course I'm coming with that expectation.
Right. Exactly.
I'm expecting to see you.
Yeah.
And I'm backstage and I see Pusha and he's so cool and calm, and I'm like, okay, when does he come back to like the Pusha that I know?
I know.
You get that a lot, don't you?
I do.
It's such a contradiction. Well, in the beginning, now we are used to the cool.
Okay.
The cool.
Yeah.
Now we all know that. Yeah,
Right.
that's very cool.
Right.
But in the beginning, it was such a contradiction for a lot of people.
Of course, yeah.
And how did you feel about that?
I
Were
mean,
you forced at any point to be hyper to suit the expectation?
Well, no, not really, because immediately I'd wanted to make it clear that, you know, Adjetey was different from the characters that he played, and especially Pusha, you know. And even when I remember the first time I was in class at Legon, especially the ladies, they kind of thought that I would bring it on, you know, and someone walked up to me and said, to find out whether I was okay, I was well, you know, but this was me, you know. It took
Where's
them
the rest of you?
exactly,
where
you
did
know,
you leave the rest of you?
I don't know, you know, but it really took them, you know, a couple of weeks to realize that, oh, okay, he's not playing it, or, you know, it's just that's
This is
it.
him.
There are times that people really have this thing of, you know, I've always talked about this. I talk about this experience where we were invited to Ifwa Sutherland Park to guest appear. There was a guest appearance for a production that was going on there, an event, sorry, a children's event. And when we got there was this woman with a young boy. I put him like maybe 10 years, and he recognized me, and so he took her from the mom and came to hug me, and he was very excited and all that. And of course the mom was wondering, who is this? Is he a family member or something? And then she walks closer, and then she recognized me, and then she pulled the son away and says, stay away from such rascals. I thought that she was joking, but she gave me a look and then walked off, you know. So it was kind of like, oh my goodness, that's very bad. I mean, even the look on the boy's face will tell you that he was really sad.
Doesn't that make you happy? Because that means that you're playing your role.
Of course, I always want to look at things in the positive, you know, light, and so that's how. Even though I was quite disappointed, you know, because you know, people think that's me, but of course, I mean, you want to see the positives in everything. So yeah. Yeah,
that's very funny, actually.
I mean, of course, I mean, the flip side is that I can walk into a fast food if there's the longest queue ever. The counter lady at the counter always going to like, can I take your order? You know, sometimes uncomfortable, but
that's a positive.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always balanced, so I'm okay with that.
I was listening to this actor once, and he said that a lady actually slapped him at a parking lot. I think it's one of the Nigerian actors. He said the lady walked up to him, straight up to him.
Right.
He had just gotten out of his car. He was putting something in his belly. He just slapped him and told him off. But you know, and he didn't see the humor. You know, you are big about it. You have a big house. You're like, oh, I can see the positive. He could not see the positive side. But that for me, that's a testament of the fact that you're doing so
I guess
well.
so. I guess so.
Isn't it?
I guess so.
So people just can't bring themselves to accept the fact that this is not real.
Yeah, exactly. The actor from the character.
This is not real. My question for you has always been, you know, how you manage to transition, that transition, you know, because there's always this issue of typecasting. Once you've done something, you've done it so well, then everybody that comes to you comes with you with that. Did you ever have that challenge? Yeah,
I mean, you had that even from producers and, you know, casting directors. You know, there was this sense of, oh, let's put him where he's best at. You know, why move him around, and so we had that. But you know, I think that basically it comes down to the skill. You know, and that's what school does. That when I realized that I was seen as Pusha, the character, I was looking for diversity, you know, being versatile, and so, you know, school was the only way that I could have that added on thing. And for me, even though the talent was obvious, I thought that, you know, adding the skill and training would you know, put me on another pedestal. So that's where I headed, and I think that it added the difference of giving me other elements to be able to play other characters as well. You know.
Let's talk about the first role you played, which wasn't that stereotypical role. The first one, which role was that?
Broken Hearts. It was a young boy, you know, a student, I think a graduate of a university or so, who got his heart broken by this lady, played by Akofa Adjetey, I remember. And so it was the relationship love, you know, young innocent guy who thinks that once he's given his heart out, it should be reciprocated. And so yeah, basically that was it. We're totally different from Pusha. He was a nice guy.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Because this is an innocent and Pusha there, Charlie.
Oh yeah, that guy is something else.
Totally. But how were you able to? I don't know if the proper word to use is convince. But how were you able to? Because the producer would then be taking a chance on you with that role.
Yeah, and it was amazing because what's so striking about the Things to Do for Love era and in the beginning was that I started as the character Bibi, and that was before it went onto the screen. And we started with radio. There was a radio version, and so I was reading the part of Bibi. Somebody else was doing Pusha. And even when I read the script, I thought this Pusha character was so bad, I was like, why? So when we got to the point where, we're moving on to the screen, and then the director then, Ivan Kwashiga, said, look, you know what, let's switch characters. He thinks that I can play Pusha. And I was like, I must be crazy, but of course directors, he has the eye for whatever, and so he was much more convinced than I was then. And so I took it upon myself, and it was a combination of the writer, the director, and of course for the character Pusha, I was then just in school first year, and so I thought that, look, what can we do to make this character very, very identifiable? Exactly.
Doing performing arts.
That's right. Okay. That's right. And so I remember it was a combination of 3 characters who were mates. There was this guy called Basikro. Basikro has ask me his real name. I don't know. And he had this walk that was so funny, and so what I did was just exaggerate it a bit and put in some consistency to give identify the character with. And then there's this other girl brother who would when he, for example, he watches a movie, he tells you the movie from the soundtrack. I mean, he gives you details. I mean, the movie stars, the words, the title card, and the beats, bong, 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 bong. He tells you everything. So he's very, very, and he exaggerates. It's very dramatic,
very animated.
Exactly. And so I thought that let me take that element and add to the character as well. And so all these gave the character some life. So it wasn't really an Adjetey's thinking, but that combination, and of course the direction from director and the writer gave that character life. That was it.
So you put yourself in a role, obviously,
Precisely.
for you to take 3 characters and put them together for one character.
Yeah.
That means you how do I say this? You take your time to research a role.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Isn't that hard?
Well, it's hard when you don't have the training or the skill. If you don't know techniques, some techniques, or in method acting, or in other ways in which you can get into character, then it becomes a bit difficult. Or otherwise, then it becomes very contrived or very static, and we can see the differences or newness, of course. So, and especially when we're trying to give an indication of, these are lives that are being, characters out there in society, then we must make them as real as possible, so that people down the street will go like, oh, hey, look, he's walking like Bakbo, our backyard neighbor,
like that.
So that's the whole point in making sure that our characters live, than they just been demonstrated. Yeah.
But you see, that's what makes a great actor and a good actor, isn't it? That ability to transition fully. Fully into somebody else. I can't begin to imagine. Your life must be very interesting. So today you can be the bad boy. You can be Beyonce and have an
and I enjoy playing bad characters than the goody ones, because I don't get to be bad in real life, because somebody eyes on me,
all the things you don't get to do.
So I'm excited when I have a bad role to play.
I don't blame you. I honestly do not blame you. But I like the fact that you're already studying for the craft when Pusha met you. So this is something that you already knew you had in you, obviously, before. Were you already working in the field before?
I was work was restricted to stage then, you know, because then I joined the Ipigoma National Drama Company, National Theatre, and so and stage and that's for that matter, theatre and screen are two different things, you know. Even though we're both in both cases we're acting, but then you know there's a fine line that distinguishes what the techniques are for stage and the screen. And so you know it wasn't, even though I had learned from some of the best in the field, being able to the transition into screen wasn't too difficult. And of course then I just gone into the university as well, and so
Performance. Was it last week, right? Last week, yes. Last week we had Mauli Samavo.
That's right, Buto. Yeah,
we had him here.
I learned under him.
And I wanted to put him on the spot. I said to him, "Who is your favorite actor now?" Initially, he's like, "Well, I don't watch a lot." I said, "Who is it?" Guess whose name he mentioned? One guess.
David Onto.
No.
But you gotta inspires me.
No, I said current. Another guess. You get one last chance.
Current.
Let me give you a clue.
Okay, a clue. Me. How daft am I? Oh my goodness. Oh Mauli. I really learned under him. I learned under Mauli, David and co, and the late Solomon Sampa, Bill kind of.
But you see, I kind of have this feeling that people who transition from theatre to
screen,
they're the best. What is it about theatre? What training do they give you?
I think it's more of the discipline, the discipline and discipline. Look, even before you go on set, you're living a character that's not you per se, and so the preparedness to before you even mount the stage is very key. But unfortunately today, you go backstage and people are the chat, what's trending, for the day or the week, and just moments when they just make an entrance on stage, and it takes something away.
For granted, isn't it?
It does take something away, and your presence of mind, the five senses being intact, would add the very, very minute details, but they make a lot of difference. When an audience is appreciating a character and going through the changes and moods, and along the line I did some mistakes, huge ones, and
tell me about the mistakes.
So there was this production at the School of Performing Arts. It was a final year production by one Doris Kuwanu then. It was a fully for academic purposes, a master's final production. So she was being assessed, and it was a cast. I mean, the cast was just huge. It had, the creme de la creme of actors there. The late Godwin Kote, David Donto. They were in there, and I also played a part in there. And it was so successful that she decided to take it to the National Theatre. And then, when you are the School of Performing Arts and a play is going to the National Theatre, it was more like you're playing the Ghana Premier League, and all of a sudden you're going to play the World Cup or the Champions League. So it was a big deal for us. This is a time where you show your skill and talent to the whole world. And so it had a lot of good reviews on campus. And so we went to the National Theatre. Of course, was so successful, as I said, at the School of Performing Arts, that even the likes of David Onto, the Fred Amugis were patting me on the back like, "Wow, Charlie, you're good, and you did well." And it really got into my head a bit, because if you're having the people in the caliber of the Denzel Washington, telling you that Charlie, you're good, you kind of feel good about it. And we're in school and the ladies were around and all that, you need to feel good a bit. But of course, so we took it. She took it to the National Theatre, and we proud to that, there are rules when it comes to theatre. The whole idea of you getting to stage at least 2 hours before production starts. It's not just because they just want to be strict, but it's to help you shed off yourself, because people bring in different energies into the space. You've had a traumatic morning, or very, very exhausted. You've been done things that are made you tired. You come on stage, you have to shut that off, so that you take on this character that you're going to live for maybe an hour, half or 2 hours. And so 2 hours, is the least. And then here I am. I mean, I was learning my lines faster than any of the legends were living, and but my role was, cool. I was hitting it 100%. It was a big deal, man. And then I also had the luxury of when a production starts, I have about 20 minutes before I make my first entry. So even when it starts, I can relax.
Time.
So I come in about 10 minutes to the production beginning, because technically I have 30 more minutes to get on stage. I mean, it was a big deal. And then I come in, I rush, I get my costume, I go into the sitting area. I've been doing some running around, I was pretty much, physically I was a bit drained. And then I go in there waiting for my and when you go backstage, I mean, it was just theory into practice, because most of them had come out from the school, and so nobody talks, nobody comes to tell you, hey, it's your turn to go. Everybody knows they're and you don't talk to anybody. Very professional. And so I went there, sat in there, and then I dozed off. So play had taken off, gone, and then it got to my part. When I make my first entry, Gordon Kuti is the only one on stage. He's down left. Down left is closer to the audience, well, on the left side. And I come from upstage, back. And so it got to that point, and of course the director, the stage manager, and the audience, and then they realized that, where's Adjetey? And so stage manager takes off and comes backstage. It's like, where's Adjetey? Where's Adjetey? And they always ask him, where? Then somebody says they should check the dressing room, and then they come in there, and I'm there, and then they woke me up. I remember very well, a very frantic pat on the shoulder, wake up. And so, I jolted, and then it was like, they're waiting for you, and then I remembered, and I dashed from dressing room onto the stage. When I got to the stage, I took a look at the audience, took a look at Gordon, and went blank. I always say that if you had asked me what my name was, I'll never remember. I was lost. I didn't know where I was. Even when my senses came back to me, I could still see audience, but I couldn't remember what am I doing here. Gordon, of course, sensed it, because his back is towards me, but he could hear footsteps, and he knows that I'm so much on time that when I get on stage, I come with my line. I don't remember the exact lines, but it's as if I come in to say, Gordon, your mother is dead, and then he takes his cue from what I say, so he can't say anything to me, okay,
to jolt your memory.
Precisely. He can't because it wouldn't make sense. And we're doing a textbook. Now textbooks, you don't change any line without authorized permission, and this was a Wole Soyinka's book, Deaf and a King's Horseman. Very you can't change a word.
Soyinka is intense.
And Doris, we also had a director who was very strict. When he says sit and you stand, you're in trouble. He doesn't care who you are, whether Tom Cruise or whatever, he should give it to you. So later on, I think God was telling us that, look, am I to more or less get director upset by changing the movement, so that he gets to me and get me my lines somehow, or save the production, because the audience then hadn't realized what was happening. But if it goes on a little while, they'll sense that, okay, somebody's messing up. So Gordy decides to break the movement, and then he is remembering something, just to stay in character. The previous scene before mine, gives an indication that he's going through a lot. And so he breaks the movement and comes towards me. When he passes me to hit there, he drops the line, but I didn't hear him. I heard him, but I didn't know what he said. And
this is bad.
He has only one move to make. He can't keep going and coming back in my life.
Obviously, he has to notice you at some point.
So he moves behind me again, and he says the line back of me again. I heard the line, and then he hits his mark. Then I remembered. And I started, but from that point to the end, I was never the same again, because my mind is like, I am in trouble.
What have I done?
Doris will kill me.
What have
And
I done?
people will be saying, a 9-day wonder, there's this new actor who is doing so well. Look at him, well, he's filled Poto. I mean, I'm like, Charlie, of all the places to go back, World Cup stage, pa. Yeah. So I was never the same again. I went in and out of character. It was my worst performance, and all because I wasn't disciplined enough to make sure that I observe the rules, and so stage has a way of just disciplining you, giving much more to your because you have time to do that, and it allows you to do that. And so and the life nature of the performance makes you think think on the spot. Even when you run into a problem, you can even come out, making sure there's in context whatever you're going to say, and so it makes you very, very. It builds you and makes you more experienced each and every day. And so
That's a mistake. That's a mistake. I'm sure you didn't do that ever again.
Oh no, me. That's one of the first. I never joke with that. Never ever.
I've learned something. I've learned something today.
Right.
Well, viewers, you're not even halfway through, and I'm already learning. Lessons. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back. Right back.
Wonim sɛ wɔka ho ban bɔ wɔn nsɛm sɛ wapake asi ɛkɔtɔ adeɛ wɔnam kwan so na akɔmfo agye wɔ kaa anaasɛ obi pɛ sɛ ɛfa biribi wɔ ɔkaa mu abrawani nna hɔ ɛnea wuni haw koraa Bridge Vehicle Security wɔ abɛɛfo mfidie a wobɛtumi de abɔ ɔka ho ban sɛ car alarm system, mobile engine lock, phone command and notification, ɛne nea ɛkeka ho nyinaa. Hwehwɛ Bridge Vehicle Security wɔ Abeka, Padama Junction, anaa frɛ 0276 293 405 anaa 030 22 45635. Bridge Vehicle Security, ɔka ho ban bɔ wɔn nsɛm.
The Bridge Kiddie tab is your best gadget option for the kids. It is a real tablet with a lot of educational and entertaining apps. It is very strong and durable. Bridge Kiddie tab, the best learning companion for every child.
Welcome back from that break, viewers. Well, Adjetey Pusha. Let's talk about, because we're talking about mistakes. So we've ended on a bad note. Let's come to a happy place.
Okay.
Let's come to a happy place. Let's come to family.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this one too, but we met at the Ministry of Women. Was it women then? Was it gender? At the time when Christine Church was minister. With Caring Kids International. We're going to do this campaign. We brought their broadbands to Ghana.
Okay, vaguely. Not, yeah.
This was after our MSS meeting.
Vaguely.
I think a year or two after that, we had all the Miss Malaika,
Yeah.
And I remember you very, 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 very well. And I remember that you were keeping very beautiful company at the time. Very beautiful company. And I remember also that she was one of your okay, let me just say, one of the characters in things.
Yeah, that's true.
So the two of you, you know.
Where are you driving at? Don't start. We've already started. Continue.
I've already started. I mean, tell me about your wife and how you guys met. I love romantic stories too. I love romantic stories.
So we met on Things to Do for Love set. That's very true. And Things to Do for Love was like a family. We all were like, people who really were having fun. We didn't really care about what we're receiving in terms of remuneration. It was just most of us were in school. It was just fun, and so we had bonds, as a family unit. I knew her on set. I get on set. She wasn't the closest person on set. The closest was David Bossman, and then to some extent Majid. But so it was hi, how is it, blah blah blah, and then into our characters and blah blah. Even after, it was still family. But it was when we met again on campus.
That's after Things to Do for Love.
After Things to Do for Love. That's because there was a foundation. Then we the bond became even tight. It became a friendship, and that's where it began to blossom. Because we saw each other more often when the school, the hostels, and so that's where it took off. And right after school.
Please remind me again. What were your characters? Just for somebody who doesn't know, because me, I know.
What character?
I mean, the two of you in Things We Do for
I
Love.
played Pusha. She played the character Rita. She was one of the many shake-up girls. If you remember,
She wasn't your
Majid's
girlfriend.
She wasn't.
She wasn't.
She was rather one of Majid's girlfriends.
Majid's
Majid's character's girlfriend. Yeah.
So you want to tell me on authority that when you were shooting Things We Do for Love, sorry. No. You're saying it was after.
Yeah, it was after, because it was like I noticed her because she was pretty then. She was still, she was still pretty, and so she was in the company of Fabia. Fabia was played the part of Max's girlfriend.
Yes.
So they're very close. Apparently they were friends, even off set. So I noticed that they're pretty young girls, and I thought that the way they carried themselves on set was cool. It was very good, very disciplined people. Anything like that would make you want to be like, oh, okay, notice that. Yeah, of course. And so that's what I mean by the foundation being set at that stage. But nothing really strong ties or did it form after.
She's not acting anymore.
No, she's not.
Hello.
Come on, Daddy.
Two things. One, I told her from the beginning that I didn't think that it made sense. I didn't have a lot of sense then too, but I must say that I didn't think that it was wise enough for us to
Let's
be
use the word prudent.
for us to be the same industry, because
Why?
because I think that you never know if things doesn't go on well. We'll not be able to support the family. But if supposing my industry collapses, if you're to another industry, it's very likely that you can support. So let's be in different
So
industries.
you're being an adult, taking an adult decision.
Yeah, it was just a suggestion, even though I
think
knew that I wouldn't also be able to be then too comfortable with her playing roles that would be intimate, and so
now this brings me
don't
to
start. I know where you're headed with this one. No, but that's not where we are going. I'm going
we are
that
going
way.
there. We are there.
No, this way. I haven't landed here.
We are there. So
Don't
what you are
start.
saying?
What I'm saying is that
in
is why
essence,
I don't go into. Normally when I'm going to be in intimate scenes. It's always going to be we're going to negotiate. The directors know that I'll negotiate so that I shy away from intimate scenes.
Escape this question.
So it's not like me. I'm doing it and I'm not. I don't want it to. I don't do.
You do. The point for me is then that you see, and I always use this movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
You know how I'm
Yeah, I know.
Because right after they shot that,
Yeah,
the
it
man
was-
left his wife.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
chemistry.
married.
You
So
know,
there's something there.
yeah, that's what I say. It's you have to be disciplined.
You're
it's
wrong professional.
you don't have to. We hear of doctors and nurses. The chemistry, people are assigned to doctors specifically and things. If you like each other, something is. If you're not disciplined, that this is work, and you're being loose, if you will, things will happen.
So it means that things can happen on set.
Things can happen on every,
Okay,
and when
do
it's
things
a
happen
guy
on
and a
set?
girl, anything can happen,
So do
whatever
things
whatever
happen?
industry.
Do things happen?
Eh?
Do things
Monica Lewinsky, president, is guilty. Things can happen.
happen
It's
on the
just
set.
human. Yeah, I mean, things can happen. Things can start beginning to build. But you know, but that was my idea behind Her Not. But of course, she herself wasn't too keen on continuing that as a career. She wanted to do something else, and so. But of course, my added suggestion also.
It helped.
Helped.
It helped. What does she do now?
She's a banker.
She's a banker.
She's a banker.
Such a boring life. This is not fair. I worked in a bank once. I can tell you an authority.
I know. I mean,
It's so boring.
but soon. Okay, I can't say this on air, but it's fine.
Soon we'll see her page. I can't wait. So she's coming back to the school. That's great.
Doing something
That's
different,
great.
but
Doing
not
something
on the side. Yeah.
That's great. So how is that like? How's married life? How is that like? Coupled with the fame and all of that. Cause you are very good looking. You know that, right?
They say so. She tells me. She tells me all the time.
She's
she
very
tells
right.
me.
And you are very popular too, very famous too. You know, so definitely there's a lot of attention.
Oh yeah, of course. I won't lie about
So
that.
there's that attention. That's
Yep.
one. And then two, there's the added thing you do on set. So how is all of that? Put all of that in a mixing bowl and mix it up for me.
I mean, it's you know, you all the days are not the same. You go on set, you know, somebody's gonna like your company. You have extreme scenarios of people who just want you to notice them, and so I've had a few experiences on set. You know, sometimes
Juicy.
you know,
Please tell me.
one that I can't forget is, you know, we had, I think there was, I don't know if I call names, but there was a Chris Atto in the movie. So we all assigned what do you call them? Our cubicles or rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, and our names are boldly written there. So there's no way you can miss that it's not my room. But of course, somebody walks in and she's singing and she's half dressed. So she has, I remember she had a shirt on but opened and a bra. And she, I mean, it's for me to believe that she thought that was her room. And so she opens the door, she's laughing, and then she sees me, she sees me and it's like, ah! She didn't know that, but you know, and what made me see through even that was that she kept doing that, you know, I mean, when you come into a space where somebody sees you in a very, very uncompromising way, like maybe
inappropriate,
you just do that. It's just natural to go like that. You don't go, and then she hops like a kangaroo and moves around like, wow, you know, this is how they feel. So you know, so yeah, you have things like that happen, you know, and you just have to see through it. That Charlie, focus, you know, you have a first of all cards.
How are you keeping sane through this? Because the average guy, Charlie.
Yeah, but you know, then again, you know, everywhere you go, people are saying things about you, you know, and so people expect, you know, some kind of discipline. You know, they have high expectations of you. The people who every now and then are saying that you're my role model. Yeah, you know, kids, young people, and I'm very, very, you know, sensitive to young people, and so these things keep me rooted to know that okay, I can't do anything to disappoint somebody. I cannot be given as an example here. People are calling me the last time. Dr. was saying something about me. I'm like, okay, you know, you can't let people like that down, even young people, you know, so it keeps me on my toes. I'm not saying that it's a perfect world for me, but as much as possible, I try to do that and make sure that, you know, family too is very, very secure. There's no issue of insecurity brewing, you know, so yeah, it's hard because every new day has its own challenges, but remaining focused and making sure that you know what you're doing is not just one of my favorite quotes that drives me is from this Greek orator and statesman called Pericles. He said that what we leave behind is not what is engraved on monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. And so every now and then I'm thinking of, okay, the impact on my fellow human being and society, etc. So I can feel them. That's one of I guess
a
my
very
calling.
beautiful thing to
Yeah.
say. That's a very beautiful thing to say. It's a nice thing to say. I think for anybody in any industry, you know, to
Right.
hear. I'm sure your wife is very happy.
Oh yeah, I mean she has her days. There are times we go to premieres and she pinches me on the thigh. Nobody sees it, but it's like, okay, you're trying to be timid small here. I get the pinches, you know. You can't mind. I have some dark patches or something, you know.
Because
But
she knows what's
ultimately,
up.
yeah, I know.
She
And
knows what's up.
there actually sometimes, you know, you fans have a way of getting to you. In the days of this social media, all kind of things, WhatsApp, you send a smiley before you realize you send a peg. Consciously, there's like, oh, you're being naive. People are taking this to mean that, oh, he must like me. I'm gonna test you. And then it kind of you get to a point you're like, okay, I'm leaving this girl on, and then later you want to cut us like, share. You've led me on to here. I want to cut it, and then so some. I mean, I've been there, and every now and then you have to make sure that okay, you really. You know what I mean?
You stay within the boundaries.
Yeah,
you stay within the boundaries.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's really tough to
I can't
do
even
in the
begin
life,
to imagine it.
It's really tough.
Well, viewers, we will take another quick break at this point. We will be right back.
wonim sɛ wɔka ho ban bɔ wɔn nsɛm sɛ wapake asi ɛkɔtɔ adeɛ wonam kwan so na akrɔmfo agye wɔ kaa anaasɛ obi pɛ sɛ ɛfa biribi wɔ ɔkaa mu abra w'ani nna hɔ ɛnea wonni haw koraa bridge vehicle security wɔ abɛɛfo mfidie a wobɛtumi de abɔ ɔka ho ban sɛ car alarm system mobile engine lock phone command and notification ɛne nea ɛkeka ho nyinaa hwehwɛ bridge vehicle security wɔ abɛka Padama Junction anaa frɛ 0276 293 405 anaa 030 22 45635 bridge vehicle security ɔka ho ban bɔ wɔn nsɛm.
Welcome back from the break, viewers. We are still talking to Pusha. No, I like to say that the way you used to say it, Pusha. Oh dear. Are you guys still in touch, all of you? That's quite.
Oh yeah. Some. There are few who.
I was asking you earlier about Adjetey.
Yeah.
Because she also doesn't act anymore.
No, she doesn't. Yeah, but we all keep in touch. Once in a while.
Doesn't really act anymore.
Who?
Most of you.
Yeah,
actually.
most of us don't anymore. Especially the ladies, you know, when they start giving birth and all that, then their life, you know, changes totally. But there are few of us still in the industry, but doing other things behind the scenes. Killer Beku is now producing, and camera, doing camera stuff. David is into event stuff. So the few still in
David
there.
is with BB, right?
BB,
Yes.
that's right, David Bossman. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So every now and then, you know, somebody comes into town, we get together, you know. So
Have
yeah.
some fun.
Yeah.
Set was nice, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. It was nothing
I
to
can
worry about,
imagine,
you know,
yeah.
just
A group
fun.
of cool guys and girls.
that's right. That's
you
right.
know,
That's
enjoying
right.
life.
Yeah. That's fun. That's fun.
You can't sit with a squad.
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh wow! But
Yeah.
you see, the few of you who are still in the industry are
Right.
at the top of the game. Oh, you, Jackie Apia, you know,
Yeah.
Majid,
Yeah.
you are
yeah.
it.
I mean, we're still here. It was, and you know, I think that pretty much we also took what we're doing very serious, and that for us we didn't just see it as something that would make an income from, but make an impact, you know, and hopefully change lives or impact on society positively, you know, basically, yeah.
And you have. Let me just take your quick comments on the movie industry.
Right.
You know, because now, and I was saying this to you offset.
Yeah.
That now, you know, the notion is that the industry is dead. You know, there's no industry.
Mm.
And I was making my own admission to you that
Right.
I'm not digging the kind of movies
Movies,
that are,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, and it's been one of my headaches, you know, for a while. But you also know that, you know, there are times, we've seen times like this where things were going bad, and then out of that came something different, and then it sustained us for a while, and then we go down again. I think there's just phases. It's just an opportunity for people to come out to realize that, oh, okay, this is where we're going. Let's change the direction. And then new producers, new insights that people are bringing to bear on them, and we will begin to see them. I've had opportunity to work on certain productions that are making impact out there. For example, KTK, has been showing on airlines, because there's a standard that you're looking for, and once you make that standard, you know, then because they're dealing with international clients and all that, so they're not going to take anything on there, and so there are people who are targeting these opportunities out there, and there's some good stuff coming out. There are about 2 that are yet to even come out that I've been involved with, and so we're seeing a new direction where people are beginning to tell our authentic stories. We're not going to wait for the Westerner to come and tell our stories the way and give us accents that are not close to home. A generalized African accent, you know. So people begin to tell our own stories, you know, to project us out there, but also to teach us all the lessons that we're supposed to, things that we're supposed to awaken to, whether it's transportation system, whether it's hygiene, whether it's you know, health. You know, so yeah, and these are the things that the world is waiting for, you know, because no matter how, at this stage, no matter how we do flashy cars and what infrastructure, they are still going to beat us to it, because
And cost some ridiculous amounts of money.
they'll shoot better than us, they'll fight better than us, because they've done this for years, and then they keep on getting better. So why don't we tell our stories, authentic stories, and this is what they're waiting for, and so yeah, I think that the time has come for us to delve even deeper, and you begin to see that newness that I'm talking about.
I'm so happy you say this, because every time, well, let me not say every time, because there are some good productions.
Yeah,
you know, there are
most
some
times.
very good productions, but most times,
Right.
when I'm watching local productions, the English-speaking ones, you know, there's Kumawood
I-
and Gallywood.
yeah, of
Gallywood.
course. Yeah.
Gallywood is normally my problem.
Okay.
You know, I can't identify. I can't
I see what you
identify
mean.
with
Yeah, I see what you
anything
mean.
that's happening
I
on
see
the
what you
screen.
mean.
First of all, the amount of monies they are quoting are just ridiculous, out of this world. Like, somebody goes into somebody's closet and steals billions. Like,
I know
it
what
doesn't
you
happen.
mean.
Like,
So a few things,
you know,
yeah.
so I'm just like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
meanwhile, guess what? There's new Nollywood, isn't there? And I say this all the time. The best thing that happened to me at a certain point in my life, well, very recent points in my life, say 2-3 years ago, was somebody giving me, sorry to say this, their password to Iroko TV.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
and and literally opened my eyes to a whole new world
Right.
in local African content. And I discovered the blossoms and the
We'll see KJ, yeah, and all that. Yeah.
And I'm just like, what are we doing in Ghana?
Yeah.
Guess what? When we blend, it's beautiful. Like this
Yeah.
one, I always make reference to this one with Jocelyn Duma.
What's the
It was a Shirley performance one.
yeah.
She was a
something
doctor.
something or love
She
like
had
that.
AIDS.
Love or something like that.
Oh my
That's it.
goodness.
Yeah. You know, and the thing that some of them are doing, you know, is that they are improving themselves. They're not just relying on talent. I think that's just an aspect, just one thing of what we should do. There are other things that we should look at, but I think that for the actor, the quality that we need is talent is good. I always say that talent, no, don't take that away. Very good, but it's not enough. We need the skill and training to be able to give us that versatility to give depth to the characters that we play, the roles that we play, research the techniques that we need to express these characters, bring them to life. We need that. We can't just rely on talent alone. And so it puts them in a different pedestal. It gives them
Even the
marketability.
kind of dialogue they have,
You know,
the conversations.
yeah,
they have in
and
this
it's
movie. It's deep.
from a trained source, you know, and they have the talent to, as a bonus, to add to it. And so
I will say this though, Esther in Italy was beautiful. I watched it at Silverbirds and when I was like, oh, when I finished, I was just that was beautiful. That was a deep story.
Yeah, it was.
Deep story. It's not your average, you know.
That's right.
Because there are times
right.
I've been to movies, I'm like, why did I just waste my money? That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I saw a different side of you. I saw a different side of my G.
Right, that's true.
Yeah. Well, Lydia Foster was Lydia Foster.
Yeah.
But you know, it was beautiful to watch.
That's true.
You
That's true. I remember.
And I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
So, are you choosy about what scripts you
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because please be. Please,
I
if
am.
you're not, I'm begging you,
I've
be.
always been. I mean,
I don't want to see anything and be disappointed. Like,
I mean, of course, that is not to say that it's been very 100%. There are few movies that I think maybe two that one hasn't come out, and I pray it doesn't.
Lord,
Forgive me,
please,
producer.
don't come
But
out.
it is my past, but I don't think it's going to come out. You know,
Okay.
one of those movies that you do, you're like, oh, why did I do that? You know, sometimes the money is good, but most of the time, the thing with this thing is that sometimes the very, very low quality storylines come with a lot of budget.
Why though?
I don't know. But that's just
See,
it.
why?
And the good ones rather, you know, struggle. They struggle with capital and all that. You know,
you need to
it
explain
happens.
it, 'cause
Once
I
in a while
know
you
what
have
you are talking about.
both the combinations going on, but it does happen. So once in a while you're caught in there to whether or not, you know. But most of the time, mostly for me, you know, what do you have in terms of content? For me, is my first, thing that I look at. Before I even look at, you know, my fees, and because I think that we've come to a point where we need to get that right. We need to get that right. That will sustain us. That will move us. And otherwise, when we kill that, then you know, people are just going to just throw their hands up in despair. They're like, okay, we'll go back to our Western movies.
I'm done with this. You know, yeah, I've actually gotten to that point before. And so after I watched that movie with Jocelyn, I just sent her a text. I said to her, thank you. Thank you for bringing, you know, resurrecting my hope.
Yeah, they're good
you
movies
made me
out
a
there.
believer again, basically.
The new works coming up, and you'd be content. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trusting. I'm trusting your word for it. I'm going to say this though.
Right.
And this perhaps is just commentary.
Okay.
What's the problem? Is it that this society appreciates the simple, easy stuff? Or is it that the industry is giving us the simple, easy stuff? Where's the problem coming from? And I'll tell you why I'm asking this question. Because even in this industry, you know, with TV productions and content and all of that, you know, sometimes you put something really nice together.
Yeah.
And this was before Pan-African TV, of course. You take it to a TV station and they want to water it down. Oh, this is too deep for the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Ghanaians will not appreciate this.
I understand.
This is too BBC. Can you tweak it a little here and there?
I understand.
You know, so Which is which?
I understand it's a combination, because when you look at certain corporate setups, basically they're tilted more to the commercial aspect. How do we sustain the numbers, and then we forgot whatever we do to sustain them, let's do that, because that's what brings in the returns. It's gotten to that point. I mean, and that's what happened also, or pretty much happens with the industry, where we give the audience what they want and not necessarily what they need. There's times that you have to grow your audience. You grow them with you, and there are things that they have to learn. You open their eyes to whether they like it or not, and not just, this is what we're looking for. Ladies in bikinis as posters, well, excited, let's go. And so it's a combination of that, and then of course those days we have, in terms of marketing our product, you bring out a movie, you know that you go to Regal Cinema, you go to Rex, you go to Dunia, you go to, because the centers are there. And so if somebody is in Tema and they have a cinema at the Committee 1 or 2 center, and it has to come all the way to Silver Bears, and he's like, hey, traffic, but transportation, Charlie, let me just sit my somewhere. If that cinema was there, it's no longer a church service place or somebody's shop, he would probably, is a walking distance from their house, he would go in there. And so we maximize the products out there, but now we don't even have the cinemas. How are we going to get the returns to be able to hire good writers, professional writers, pay good actors, so that the quality? So when we talk of quality, there's so many pockets that we need to fill. The infrastructure in itself is not there to help us. Actors are not, getting better in terms of adding training and skill.
Just broadening their worldview, even.
Exactly. So it's a combination of factors that should come together, so that we get the returns, we grow, as it were. And so it's not a one thing. I said this before, that we say that there's no money in the industry. If today somebody pumps in $10 million, we will still be handicapped. It's good, but if we don't have the capacity, we would misuse it. Because if we don't have that, what's the fertile ground that you're going to use that 10 million to produce? It's a land that has no nutrients, so we'll do something, but that level will still be found wanting. So all the pieces have to come together.
Everything has to come together. Everything has, and just these few ones, and then we can go to the things you do, your hobbies and stuff like that, because that's the fun. Right. For me. Okay. But sorry, I'm stressing this, but I'm a dissatisfied consumer.
I truly understand. I am too. Yeah.
And sometimes you watch a movie and you're asking yourself, if, I'm sorry to say this, well, I've never thought this of you, but I've thought this of other actors and actresses. I wonder if they've ever read a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you just drop from space? What are you talking about? Within the industry, is there a way to, because it's not everybody who would be educated like you. You know what I'm saying? It's not everybody who would be well read like you, who would even appreciate certain concepts. Some people would come into the industry with a very low.
Right.
But within the industry, is there a way to train once you are in it, so that at least?
Yeah, and I think that and it starts with you, me, as what do you want to bring to the table? What do you really want? Is it fame, popularity, or you want to improve the system that we have? If people say that they want to be like me, I say, no, don't be like me, be better than me. Because if we're a society and we don't grow, then we're stuck, we're stagnant, there's no growth. And so individually we must thirst for knowledge. We must thirst for, and in the day of the age of social media and access to internet, I mean, nowadays there was nothing like that too. Charlie, we did it the hard way, So
I read a book
instead of going to the net and going to sites that are really get your interest. Get into Google a character that you admire, whether it's Western, whether it's African. Find out their interviews that they've done, sessions that they've held. It's free. Go in there, get how he or she has spelt out how they get into a character, what do they think about, what do they get in there and take something for yourself. So it's not about, oh, me, I can't afford to go to the school. You have the internet. You go onto sites to do all sorts of things. Start. That's the beginning. And that's how you get better to improve. The opportunity comes, you go in there. That said, there are a few institutions out there. NAFTI has also introduced acting, and then it's a purely technical school that has churned out great guys. And the School of Performance is still there. There are private bodies. Get involved in these areas. If you don't have access to that internet. Get better. Try add some value to yourself.
Okay. Now that we've gotten the serious stuff out of the way, let's look at your day. What do you do in a day? What do you do? Please give me something interesting. Excites me.
So it's messy because it's either I'm honoring either I'm doing a workshop here, honoring invites, or I'm doing ambassadorial duties, and then I'm lecturing.
Ambassadorial duties, I like that. For what and what and what and what?
So anti-child labor, anti-child trafficking ambassador. I'm now called upon the Corruption Watch dog, so I'm an ambassador there. And then there's this ACO books where we're recording storybooks, audio versions, and improving, letting the African voices be heard, Ghanaian and as well as African.
That's a beautiful concept.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then in the midst of that, of course, acting. In the midst of that, making time for family, because that's also very important. All that mixed up.
All of that. What's your favorite food?
Oh, it's still red. Yeah, it's still red.
Changed.
It hasn't changed. Probably what has caught up. I still red.
You
red
haven't added some modern.
They're very modern. It's still red, man.
Haven't had any modern.
No, really.
techniques.
It's Gary Photo modern. Gary Photo is good.
There's some modern ones.
Yeah.
The one they sell at restaurants, you'll be shocked. They'll put that thing and you're wondering, hey, is this Gary Photo?
Oh, I don't want any surprises. I stick to what I know.
Your original Gary Photo.
Yeah.
Okay, music.
It's a wide range because the time would depend what I listen to. I listen to classical when I have to listen to hymns, when I have to listen to reggae. So the times when I do.
Oh, I need to ask you this question. Yeah. Do you genuinely truly like Adjetey? You know why I'm asking you
this
question?
Yeah,
because,
I do.
like I was telling you
No,
before,
I do. I did before we did Perfect Picture. I did before, I did before we did Perfect Picture. So it was cool. Adjetey has been,
Okay, so currently, Kim Promise.
Kim Promise's song, with Movies and Sako there. CCTV is one of it's my favorite now.
Yeah,
it's my favorite
taste.
I try to.
You have good taste. What else can we talk about? Okay, exercise. Do you exercise? You have to do something.
I do. The consistency has been a problem, but I do. I encourage everybody to do that. Just for you, not for showing that you have muscles. But just for you, health-wise. We need to do that. Once we eat, we need to exercise.
We need to exercise. Are there any family activities you how do I say it?
Like
cherish?
Tradition. As taking time off to go to some of the regions, spend some time. We like to do that. Been to Takoradi, been to Kumasi, just to take time off and change of environment for the bond as well, especially when there's a kid. They make time for, one of my is watching when we go to one of the playgrounds, just watch him in his elements, have fun and all that. So, and then we do movies as well. And so these are, especially the travel.
I'm going through the messages, and most of them is about people saying that they want you to help them to act, So I don't know how you're going to address that. Do you have plans of perhaps setting up an acting school someday, probably?
I That's not on the table presently. You know, short goal terms.
Okay.
It's we have NAFTI for now. That's why I lecture. So you may want to look into that and come there. You still find me. And
you lecture at NAFTI?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
Okay.
So it's and acting for the screen. That's the course. They've just brought it. I mean, it's 3 years now. They brought it on board so that they have a holistic. You know, you have the cameraman, you have the storyteller, you have the light, sound, and then you have the actor, so that we can do. You know, it can be a hub for. You know, when we're doing a production, then you have all this there available. So yeah, like I said earlier on, yeah, we can make recommendations by way of helping you, but you know, learn on your own. Even use me as a case study where what are my weaknesses, even in performance. Make them your strengths. I've gotten better with them, so you know, but probably it's not necessarily in the delivery. It's in the depth of research that I need to do, the lens that I have to do. Sometimes I don't. Maybe if I have a mark of 90%, I do 70 or 60. But
really. Then if you do 90, then we can't too. Hey.
But sometimes it's hard. You know, you have to take time off, study people. Go into their working environment, observe little things that we take for granted. You know, even if a doctor, there's a way in which they behave. Their hands are either to themselves, or if the teacher is all over. The minute details that you get if you observe and then go into those spaces.
Those are the things that we can appreciate and associate.
Exactly.
It's the reason why I sent that text to Jocelyn. No, she was too believable. Everything, mannerisms, everything.
Yeah, they're so key. They're so important.
You people are too good. I don't know how you do it. This person wants to. He says he's been looking for you on social media, but perhaps he's searching wrongly. So, do you want to tell us what your social media handles
Yeah, it's Instagram Adjetey Anang. Just know how to spell my name right. Yeah, and Twitter Adjetey GH. Yeah,
okay. Adjetey GH.
Yeah, okay. One word. Yeah.
Okay, this one says his name is Emmanuel from Kumasi, and he wants to know when you are bringing YOLO back on screen. Are you involved in the production of YOLO?
Yeah, so YOLO basically is more of an extension of Things to Do for Love, if you will, where the Pusha character is now a daddy and trying to guide his son, who doesn't want to be guided mostly, but yeah, well, to answer him, you know, with the coming in of the Republicans, Trump decided that okay, we don't need this anymore as the democratic thing. No, we don't believe in reproductive health issues, so they cut the grant, and so that has really put us on hold, even though our sponsors are trying to look for internal sponsorship to get it back on its feet, and so it's on a hold now. That's what I can say.
But you see, okay, let me not go back.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
let me just leave it there.
I know.
Let me just leave it there. Oh, this one says you look very good. He always looks good. Trust me. He always, from when I was a teenager to now, he always looks good. Okay, let's see if I can find some of the. Okay, this one says, I'm Eben Park from Cape Coast. Wow, I just came back from football training. Okay, too much information. And with my sweat on, again, too much information. I will stay on my sofa to listen to Mr. Adjetey, great actor and my role model too. Hoping one day I can meet him on a stage. He and Majid are the best of the best. I agree with you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, bro. Thanks.
Eben from Cape Coast says you are his role model. Okay. Okay, so this person is complaining about us not writing the topic on the screen. Well, the topic is personality profiling. You know, this is the topic. Okay, I think I would leave it there. Most of them are congratulating you.
Thank you.
And piling on the pressure with the role model. You know.
I know.
Which is good, right?
Yeah, of course it is. It is.
It's good. It keeps you.
Yeah, it does. It does a lot.
It keeps you grounded. Is there anything you want to tell us? What's new? What should we expect from you? This one is short tail.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, as I said, there's this Akko Books thing that we're doing. You know, So just go onto the net, Akko Books. There's a lot to know about, and get a chance to get some of these audio CDs and websites. To listen to African voices, and we've acted the stories out, for audio, for your listening pleasure, and just appreciate what we have as a people.
Like something I would genuinely love. Yeah.
Then a few more movies coming out. I collaborated with Acrobeto. We did he was a friend in the movie, and we shot it in Kumasi as well.
How is that going to be like?
It's deep.
Really?
It's a deep movie. It is. It's not your conventional. Not the typical Kumawood movie or the Gallywood kind of movie, and so it's quite different. But it's still our story. That's what I love about it. It's setting.
I asked you this question earlier. Would you encourage somebody to get into acting?
The person must first of all tick all the boxes. Like, you're passionate about it. It's not that you're going in there to be popular or famous. Then no, that's not where you belong. It's not about getting the popularity will come if you get things right, and if that's what you want to come as a bonus. You wouldn't even like it. Sometimes I want to walk into the shop and notice, and somebody will notice. Oh, I want a selfie. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Not today.
But hey, and so passion. You must have the passion. You must have the desire to want to improve and get better. And so I encourage you to come in there if you have talents. Not the one you tell, oh, I'm good, I can act. Not that one. I'm talking of those that people really can give you feedback as to, oh, Charlie, a good thing you have something in there. Why don't you? Then and the desire to thirst for that. And come, I'll encourage you to do that. And just to get better than any of us.
Any chance you'd ever be behind the scenes producing?
So I've co-produced one with my manager and called Sink or Swim, but it wasn't for public consumption. We were targeting an arm of the UN, which is International Organization for Migration. The subject was looking at why young people, some of the reasons why young people from Africa would do anything to get across to Europe for greener pastures, and so the stories we hear, people going through the desert, losing their lives, some of them being trafficked for organs, and they end up even submerging in the ocean and losing lives. And so that was the main focus. We're targeting them to sort of make some money off them, but also help solve some of the issues that they have.
Like your honesty.
So that was the main reason.
I love that you said that. I love that you said that.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
It's mine. It's a pleasure. It's
been an
massively mine to be here. Yeah.
I enjoyed you just as much as I enjoy watching you.
Thank you.
Same thing. Please,
thanks for having me.
Please, let's see you more on screen. We've missed you.
Yeah.
But please don't do that.
I know what you mean.
So I want us to go home on CCT. I want to see you move a bit, So I'm going to ask Edem to play, CCTV, and I want to see you. Let's see if you're as good a dancer as you are an actor.
Not really.
We'll judge.
Not really.
So viewers, this has been a show. Don't go. You want to see him dance, so you don't want to go just yet. But I want to say thank you first of all to you, of course. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much to you
that evening. And I want to say thank you to you too for watching. Thank you for sending your messages, your WhatsApp, your text. I want to say thank you to my team. I want to say thank you to Maud and Frank and Lawrence and Daryl and me and Mr. Mensa and Edem, of course, Edem and Chidi. All of you guys, we fight behind the scenes, but the love is deep. And I also want to say thank you to my sponsors, to Bridge first of all for the tablet. Thank you, Bridge, and then to Rudy K for my makeup. It's been a lovely Friday. We will go home on Ken Promise CCTV.
Oh no no no, Ken Promise, yeah.
Q Beats, let's go.
Oh no no no, yeah. Me say I do me, Shramia. You know we say I be better past anybody. And so wish you out. And your boy, no. See, so what the hustle know they make chance pass me by. So make it do your best and use your sense. I saw the stress since I put God first. Charlie, it no be race, it no be test. And Jack guide so no one can test. Yeah. So make it tell them. So we do come, no they fear them. Baba God did for my side, so no shake.
Yeah, when you're Mibia, on Tonko na Hondo. On any CCTV, they be an anyone me so. Even if I walk through the valley of death, I know the fear. Every day be your guide. Yeah, yeah, when you're Mibia, on Tonko na Hondo. On any CCTV, they be an anyone me so. Even if I walk through the valley of death, I know the fear. Every day be your guide. So
make you no cry, oh. Say you go be, make you still try, oh. You my drum on the year when you walk, gosh, no good way. My petty make you no cry, oh, still try, oh. Say you go be, make you no cry, oh. You my drum on the year when me die. I don't mean a song, I don't mean a dimmy, I don't mean a dimmy, team in China, cheetah. Don't mean a song, I don't mean a dimmy, oh yeah, team in China, cheetah.
Yeah, when you're Mibia, on Tonko na Hondo. On any CCTV, they be an anyone me so. Even if I walk through the valley of death, I know the fear. Every day be your guide. Yeah, yeah, when you're Mibia, on Tonko na Hondo. On any CCTV, they be an anyone me so. Even if I walk through the valley of death, I know the fear. Every day be your guide. Your guide.
Nyame baako pɛ ne bɔ me ho ban timu a mo bɔ me ho pɔ na mo fa me ho tan mo didi masena mo bɔ me sekan mo ma no Thomas mo se me twede botan wo dɔ me bitumi ni hwe baby kra na me fia Charlie me sɔra no pa me hwehwɛ ne media senior enipe bi kra bubu me ni chia bo nyame wonso me mu ankama ye hyese mu chia wo mo ni sa me meto na mo ana mo twa me to fam wo mo tumi nko ne tema komem wo ne me kama fo wo ne makochem Ma mente wase na mente wasem Okana se mu se fa wo sanka nye meshira no Onyame na na wahye me bonti na de bia no ansana wodi me din be ko bebia no kai se wo hwe me wo bedu na wese
Wonjum ni 80 sorry sa hey amusun kura na me da mo adiya benna moya ya su yenchele atamfu ni ewu amusi ye do idie dan bele atamfu ni ewu inti me pese me control my messe we am adiya benna akuma memma eduro na juma mi huwa minna adiya benna me de makuma ma winti fa Wonjum ni 80 sorry sa